What's up, Bucks fans? I'm back. I'm feeling better, and we're gonna explain why the Milwaukee Bucks they're winning the championship. You want to know how they're gonna do it? They're going 16-12, baby. They're going 16-12. All right, let's get into it. Mike Budenholzer, he's an okay coach. He's coached for some pretty good teams. He was on some of those good Hawks teams that had to run into LeBron. He was on the Spurs teams when they were a really, really, really good franchise, really good organization. And obviously, he's won a championship as a head coach for the Milwaukee Bucks. He's coached some incredible players, some Hall of Famers, some all-time greats, some all-time goods. And he's going to show out. And I think he's got something in store. I think he's got something in store for Game 5. Next 2 of the 3 games are in Milwaukee, and they will be in Milwaukee because they're going to win Game 5, and then they're going to win Game 6, and then they're going to win Game 7, and they're going to win 4-3 in a 7-game series. No, I don't think we need to put Giannis. I don't think we need to put Giannis on. We don't need to put Giannis on Jimmy. We'll probably do that for. We might actually do it for Game 5, but then not Game 6, which is a little weird. But we'll probably do it like in the second half of Game 6 just to be like sure. Like, oh, he might get his rhythm by then. Blah blah blah. No. You know who we need? I'm not joking when I say this. I am absolutely not joking. We need Chris Middleton's defense. And I kid you not, we need to run the ball through Bobby Portis. And hear me out. Goran Dragic. Want to know why? He'd have been real physical on the perimeter, which is like a good thing. But they don't have the quickest players necessarily. Like, they get beat a lot, even when they're being physical. Like, even if it's just like a step and a half, they still get beat on that first step, other than maybe Bimmy and Jam, yes. Jimmy and Bam. We need Dragic to get knocked around a little bit. And we need someone to go in and get some offensive rebounds. You know who I'm thinking that should be? Bobby Portis. When this team wins, Bobby is playing well. When Bobby's playing well, this team wins. And that's what we're going to see. We're going to see the mayor of Milwaukee. He's going to show out, and he's going to bring us back. We'll be down 3-2 after next game. Then we'll tie it up in a really convincing win on the road. Then we come home, and this is going to be a dominant performance. We've done it before. We've won 4 straight in the finals against a really good coach, against players who were playing better. I wouldn't say that Devin Booker then was better than Jimmy Butler then, but arguably you can make that argument. And Ayton was definitely not better than Bam, but Chris Paul better than Lowry, of course. We're going to do it. And then we're probably going to play the Knicks. Knicks are probably going to win in 6, even though I predicted Cavs in 6 or 5. Cavs just don't have it. They just don't have it yet. But I want to fuel this delusion that I have right now. I want to feel it to the Celtics fans out there. You know, I grew up a Celtics fan because my mom was a Celtics fan. Mostly she just really liked Larry Bird because he was a fun, captivating player to watch. And the time she was growing up, they would just put on a game, and of course it'd be the Celtics because, you know, the Celtics have the benefit from being a really historic city that has been around for a long time and having one of the older franchises. You know, they had a big city way back when so that they could dominate the league when it was only 12 teams or whatever playing. And so they got to carry that legacy. Basically, they are a legacy franchise. And I was in, Nate, was it Marazone? I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that. And I was getting on your case a little bit, Nate. I think I proved some of my points correct about we should stop saying, oh, this team isn't going to do this, or that this team will do this and we can do this. No, every play by play can fluctuate, and those plays can tip to one side continuously. And that can happen. So we have to not be so definitive in our statements when it's this team won't do or this team can't do this over an extended period of time, because they can. I know I said like, oh, this offseason, blah, blah, blah. I still believe that. I think that even if the Bucks win the championship, win the finals, and let's say Chris Middleton or Drew Holiday win finals MVP. Let's just say that happens. Still trading Drew Holiday. There's no more Drew Holiday on this roster next season. He's getting traded. We need to get younger. We have a lot of money stocked up. The CBA is kind of working against the Bucks right now, and like the Warriors and even the Celtics, even though they managed to help themselves a little bit, even though they have like 3 people on their team on the CBA board or the NBA Players Association. Anyways, I digress that they're trying to help themselves so they can keep their core together. It's whatever. Celtics fans, I want to get this right. I'm gonna just real quick. I'm gonna pull up Google, and I want to search something real quick. Um, Celtics championship years. They won in 57, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 68, 69. So what is that? So they won 10 championships before 1970. 64. So they won 6 of those before, desegregation. They won 8 of those before the Civil Rights Act of 1965 and 1967 were signed. They won 12 championships before it was fully legal for Indigenous and Native American people to practice their religion freely, publicly, in the open without being persecuted. And they won 3 championships in the 80s, it looks like. And they won 1 championship in the 21st century. The Bucks won in 1971, and then they made it to the finals, and then they lost in 74 to the Celtics. So they won in 71, and then they won they won in 71, and then they won in 2021. So like a really long time between championships, right? Here's the deal. I don't want to hear anything. About, banner 18 coming next. Banner 18 coming next. The Celtics have the Bucks number. Yeah, they do. They do have the Bucks number. They have a really competent basketball team. They have great players. They have all NBA players. They have players who can take a step to become an MVP of the league. They have all defensive type players. They have a former defensive player of the year. They have a guy who, was on some really great teams with our head coach in the Bucks, in Al Horford. They have some of the most talented guys in the NBA. They have some of the most dynamic players in the NBA, most polarizing players in the NBA. They're a good team. I'll give them that. They're an incredibly great team. They're a fantastic team. You know what else they are? They're still pretty young. They have a lot of experience. But you know what else they are? They're not the Bucks. You know who they don't have on their team? They don't have Giannis. They don't have Giannis Antetokounmpo, number 34. Giannis Ugo Antetokounmpo. They don't have him. It's as simple as that. But tell me why, on the biggest stage, at the pinnacle competition in their careers, Andrew Wiggins was absolutely deep frying Jason Tatum. Did you see some of the shots Tatum was taking? Ducking, trying to be Jokic on the 3-point line, one step, shots falling through, hitting the side of the backboard, not even touching the rim. What did Marcus Smart do in that series? Robin Williams can't stay healthy. Al Horford was old. He gave it his best shot. That's true. Against that Warriors team, Gary Payton was pretty good. Draymond was playing pretty well. Not the best Draymond we've ever seen. And Curry was really good. He won his finals MVP finally. He deserved one over Icky, but that's another conversation for another day. Klay Thompson played pretty well. He had a really, really, really big Game 6, I think, is what happened. The Celtics have produced, 3 more championships, legit championships in the 80s, past the Civil Rights Acts in the 70s and desegregation. They literally couldn't have more than 2 black people on their team. They had to kick off someone because he was that good, and they needed another player. But if they had too many black people, it would have been seen as bad because of the incredibly, I'm not going to say it. Anyways, the Celtics have been pretty good for about 10, 15 years, I'd say. But here's the deal. The Bucks have been more competitive for the past 6, 7 years than the Celtics have been. The Bucks with Giannis have never been swept. And they have a championship. The Bucks have a championship. All I know is that, at least as of right now, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Al Horford, Marcus Smart, Robert Williams, Grant Williams, Malcolm Brogdon, they don't have one. And they're not going to have one. Because I know this little fact, this true, absolutely truest of true fact, is going to bother the hell out of Celtics fans. And they might not want to hear it. You might not want to hear it, Mr. Celtics fans coming into Nate's spaces. I got your back right now, Nate. I got your back. Even though I cooked you, and you tried to cook me back. You cooked me respectively, but I cooked you back because I was right. Sorry about the vibration of the camera using my phone. My other camera doesn't really work all that well. The Hawks and the Bucks are both down 3-1. Bucks have a 46% chance of coming back. If I'm the Celtics right now, even though you're going home, close it out in 5, I'd be a little worried. Yeah, they might suspend DeJounte Murray. Rightfully so. That was nonsense. You don't do that. Way too emotional. Way too immature. I just have a feeling. About the Hawks. But the Bucks, 3 straight. And then you know who they're going to play in the second round? The Knicks, probably. Knicks will win in 6. Embiid's probably not going to play. Celtics will get 2 games up on them. Might go 6 games. But when the Bucks and the Celtics meet in the Eastern Conference Finals, the Bucks have home court, and they're like, oh, Boston, they're just playing Boston West. They're just playing at TD Garden West. We'll see. I think banner number 2 for the Bucks in this era is going to be up there. And they're going to unveil it in October. Celtics fans are going to be salty. Oh, so-and-so was hurt. Blah, blah, blah. This happened. Blah, blah, blah. Hospital rings. Blah, blah, blah. Fake football player. Blah, blah, blah. Not going to happen. Get some real championships. You already have some. You should try and do it again. Until then, see you again next time. It's been Weekly Flow. Peace.